Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. Like Gene Autry used to sing, back in the saddle again, back in the car again. Well, preaching every night, or almost every night, through this entire month. And driving some pretty good distances. But I need to stop and talk to my folks on this beautiful day. I'm in Mississippi. It's about 52 degrees, and in some ways, it's just about right. But thinking about the holidays yet. They're over. Thank goodness. It hasn't been bad, though. I'm just always glad for things to get back normal. Thought about Uncle Eugene, Christmas. You know, my family is gone. I have outlived all of my brothers. I didn't have any sisters. My mom and dad, I've outlived them all. And to be honest with you, sometimes I feel alone. But I thank the Lord for my friends that are so kind and good to me. My friends are not for sale. That's what I have left. And of course, I have my children and my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So a lot of times when I realize everything is over and gone, I think of them, and it gives me comfort. But I was thinking about Uncle Eugene. Whenever I was a boy, well, we had a lot of fireworks. We call them fire poppers. We may not have had money to buy a lot of things, but back in those days, everybody worked around till they could get fireworks. Save enough for fireworks. And I remember we was all out at Grandpa's front yard, and we all had our fireworks, and somebody had a big thing called a devil chaser. And it would go around and around the yard, make a circle, and make the awfulest noise you ever heard. And that the last thing it'd do is pop. Well, Uncle Eugene was there, and he didn't joke a whole lot. He was kind of funny sometimes, but he didn't joke a whole lot, and he was bald-headed. And he was out there helping with the fireworks, and he was standing there somewhere down the way, and somebody lit the devil chaser. Well, it made a couple of circles around the yard, come back and landed right on Uncle Eugene's bald head. And he started fighting it and running around the thing, and finally slapped it off just in time for it to pop real loud. Oh, that was such a great moment for us kids. We just loved it. You know, everybody being gone, there were certain things that we all did that only I know about now. Only I know about it. Used to go down to Seeper Creek. We'd dig earthworms and get a Prince Albert can full of earthworms or a baking powder can, and we'd fill them full of dirt and earthworms, and we'd take down to Seeper Creek. That was through the swamp at least a mile. And we just sat there all day and bait that hook and fish and put them on a string and place them back down in the water and let them. They couldn't swim off, but they'd stay fresh. And boy, we'd count that fish on that string every once in a while, because we wanted to tell the other one when we saw them how many we had. And then they would, if we said we had 80 perch, they wanted to look, see if there was as bigger perch as the one that they got. Well, I'm the only one that remembers that. I'm the only one that remembers going down to Dempsey Branch and finding a tree with a long vine going up and taking the vine and swinging out across the branch, the little stream. We'd swing on that vine. We had to be careful not to come back and hit the tree real hard, because that would hurt. Well, one cold day, whenever it was too cold to be in the water, my brother Don and Don Burnett decided that they was going to both swing on the vine at the same time. And they swung out. And whenever them being together, it made the vine come back quicker, and it snapped them up against the tree and knocked them off into the water. And Don Burnett had a bad cold for several weeks. I'm the only one who remembers that. I remember whenever we got off from school, we had to walk a mile past Grandpa's house. Grandpa came out and said, "Boys, your mom and daddy said hurry on home. They got something for you." Well, we was excited, and we went straight home. And they had a red and white bicycle, and it was ours. We had to share it. We had to share it. I noticed I have been facing you. I'm thinking. My mind's way off today, thinking. We had to share that bicycle. Now, can you imagine that? Well, I didn't get to use it hardly at all, because Keith, my double first cousin, and Don was riding the bicycle. And Keith was sitting up front with his legs facing the ditch. And Don was pumping, and they got to a high hill, and they started coming down, and the bicycle was going a lot faster than it usually does. Well, Keith had a handsaw in his hand. He was supposed to bring a handsaw home with him from wherever they were, and he wasn't paying any attention to what he was doing. And he stuck that, or maybe thought it'd be all right. He stuck the handsaw in the front wheel, and the bicycle went over end over end over end over end, and broke my brother's collarbone. It tore up the bicycle, made a catastrophe out of everything. You see, that's what you do when all your folks is gone. Some days you think about things that only you know and no one else knows anything about. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And Lord willing, some of you will. Enjoy being with you today. Give me a praying for. Love you.